the gin all yesterday. Then I thought I'll make a little iced coffee.
Can't cope.
Oh my God, I've been hitting the warehouse. Woo.
Oh my God, me too. I've not been drinking loads, but in the past couple days, I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna have a drink. I've been working out, okay? I'm gonna be snatched when I come out of quarantine.
I'm not. I need to quarantine myself from this thing.
And I'm trying to look like this. So I seen on YouTube, some lady was like, yeah, here's some double chin exercises. I do like 20 of these. And then I do 20 of these. And the other way as well. And then I do these. I used to do them ages ago, and I really felt like they helped. So just so y'all know, get your little double chin exercises out. That's what I'm saying. We're about to be snatched when we come back.
Hi guys, welcome back to Huns. This is episode 3, and we're here with Sadie.
Woo! Hi guys.
Kai.
Hey.
And myself, of course. We're here today to bring you something a little bit different to what we normally do, and that is we're bringing you today an everyday makeup look that you can wear around the home, on your Zoom calls, or that little house party, that little cheeky house party that you might be invited to or invite yourself to, who knows. But we're here to give you a no makeup look. Something easy, a very beginner step, some hints, tips and tricks that Kai and myself have picked up along the way. So let's get straight to it.
Out there, guys, that my makeup range is very one way. I've had the same look, I've had the same brushes, I've had the same colour makeup for the past 7 years of my life. So you've got your work cut out, girls, that's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, this is what I do for a living, so I'm excited to get into it today, see what my ladies have got for me, what hurdles we're about to jump over with Sadie, and what maybe some tips and tricks I can learn from Keely. So, Keely, can you show us some, skincare and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, before you actually apply your makeup, by the way, guys, short story, I just need to kind of just put this out there, disclaimer, my nails, acrylic crew, I'm sure you're feeling me right now. My nails are they are fucked. No technician available, no can do, will soak them off in due course. So what I tend to do is I wash my face using this.
What is that?
My face wipes.
Oh, that's all you use to clean your face?
Girl, I don't use all fancy face wash and my skin's A-okay. I don't have time.
Wash your face with, Sade?
Just a flannel and water.
Just cold, warm water?
Warm water, a flannel, and then I go right in with good old Nivea.
You don't even use soap?
No, girl, don't need to use soap. You see any more on my face? No, girl. Sorry.
Wasn't trying to shade you, Sadie.
Shall I put my Nivea on then?
So not yet. Okay, well, yeah, absolutely. Put your Nivea on, home, because if that's what you do, that's what you do. So after you've washed your face, I would towel dry it, of course, and then I tend to move in with this by Liz Earle. There's so many brands on the market, but this is almost like a tonic toner, and I just spritz my face with that, nice and easy, quick little spritz. Then finally, I put my facial moisturizer on, which I'm using this one.
Kiehl's.
Yes,
Kiehl's.
Pure Vitality Skin Renewing Cream. Yeah, that's it. So I've got my nice base now. I've already applied everything. Obviously shiny skin, nice and dewy. If I've got a bit of time, I tend to go in with my jade roller.
A bit of time, girl. You've just showed us half of You've got time.
Roll out the creases under the eyes, the forehead, the cheeks. So skincare is very important, as we all know, and especially whilst we're at home now, we have the opportunity to really look after our skin. I have so many tips and tricks on skin, and so if you would like to know more on skincare, please head over to the Keely Mackenzie on Instagram, and I'll happily answer questions or share my tips and tricks on skincare.
All right, guys. So we're gonna start with some base things. So what you're gonna need is like a little brush. So I like to use, to be honest, I normally use this kind of brush, which is the R10 brush.
Let me see what you just showed me.
This one, an orange one.
Can you bring it a little bit closer so I can see the top? Okay. And what's this for? What we're putting on with this?
This one is a foundation brush. So I use this one or this one. I tend to like this one because it's got natural hair. So natural hair is just easier to move the products around there. Sadie, do you have foundation?
I do, but I've just left it in my other room. So
okay.
Pause.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, look, it is a funny thing. Look, I've had my brush that long, it's not even got a number on anymore.
Oh my god.
Gail,
if I'm going to mix any foundations, normally I just say,
with foundation though, don't sometimes you find it a bit thick? So you know when you put because I don't wear foundation, I just wear this like powdery stuff, which isn't really a thing. But sometimes, like, you know, when I put foundation on, maybe you can help me.
I'm going to wear a full coverage foundation. The Maybelline one is like meant to be full coverage, but I don't really think it is. So you could either use that, or if you want to use, I've got the Morphe foundation as well, because obviously I work at Morphe. So if you use this and you use a little bit of primer together, it helps thin out the foundation, so it doesn't look like super, super thick on your face. Also, it depends on what kind of brush, how much buildup you have in the brush. So what I'm saying is wash your brushes, Sadie. But
life. Okay, you've all got mirrors. I don't. These are clearly experts. I'm gonna just use my eyeshadow palette mirror.
So I just kind of like put what is on the brush and just work it around my face.
Work it.
Work it, girl. My concealer. So I actually use this so much that you can't even see what it is, but it's the Maybelline Age Eraser concealer.
I love that so much.
It's really good. So I use it in the color light. And I just, you know, roll the thing up, and then I just do it under my eyes, just like that. So if you've got like a concealer that's got a wand in it or something, what I would normally do, like the Morphe concealer has a wand in, what I would do with it is just like dot it on, like how Keely's doing.
Okay, this is all absolutely hell of a to be sitting in my garden.
Putting 3 to 4 dots here.
Both of these together, but just for an everyday look, I just use the light by itself. So, but if I want it to be super, super bright on my under eye and a lot of coverage, then I'm going to go and use that Revolution one on top. So now that the concealer is there, normally what I would do if I wanted to be full coverage, if I'm going out or something, I will use a wet sponge, but today I'm just going to use a brush. So I'm going to use the E8 little, it's like a little fluffy kind of brush like that. Even if you don't have this brush or a brush that looks like it, you can use a eyeshadow brush as well. A fluffy eyeshadow brush. One that looks like this. What kind of brush do you have, Sadie, for concealer?
Why would you wear concealer? I wouldn't personally wear concealer at home.
I mean, if you're gonna wear foundation, then you really have to wear concealer. Like that's just kind of.
So maybe that's where, because I don't wear foundation. So yeah. So I'll just pretend like I'll conceal.
Okay. So yeah, I just take this brush and I literally just, with a light hand, just go right underneath my eye and just buff it out.
What about, like, I've got a highlighter. Does that help?
Or highlighter.
Yeah.
Powder highlighter's probably not going to be the trick.
Okay. I'm just looking through everything, but I don't have it. So
when we
I'll put something under my eyes, I feel like I'm joining in then.
Okay.
Don't know what it was. I just put something that was light coloured under there.
Yeah, I did a foundation and the concealer is on. I'm just going to start with some bronzer and some contour. So I know a lot of people, especially in Liverpool, the Huns love a bronzer, and I know it. Sadie, what you were putting on your on your face for foundation was just bronzer. This is not an uncommon thing. I literally see it all the time.
Yes, because Scousers do it best now.
They be doing something. So the next brush that I'm going to use is the E4 bold brush like this.
Ooh, I have this one.
Oh, okay. That one works. That one works. So you're just going to dip into your bronzer or your contour. This is a contour palette. It's the Throw shade from Makeup Obsession. All of my makeup and stuff is quite like affordable because the brand that I work for is a very, very affordable brand. So I don't normally tend to, even if I just buy my own products, I'm not spending loads of money. But Keely, you seem like you've got all the good stuff.
Well, my contour that I'm using at the moment is Charlotte Tilbury.
Of course.
This is this is the contour shade that I'm going to use.
Okay, I'm using Anyway, which is probably £1 in Superdrug.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm only using Makeup Obsession. This palette is £10. So I'm just using this bottom brown one. As you can see, I use it a lot. So I use one that's quite dark, but I tap off the excess. So I literally just hit the palette on the side with my brush. And I just start from where my hair kind of like starts by my ear. And I use the point part of the brush, like to top it. And I just start drawing down. But I like to go above like where my cheek is at. You know what I mean? So if you look here, my cheekbone really is like down here, but I like to go on top of it. And then I don't bring it all the way down by my nose, but I like to bring it like halfway. And then in the middle of my face, I like to kind of like draw like a little swoop, like a Nike swoosh, like that. And I like to make like basically like a 3. So I make a massive C here. And then I do a little bit under the chin as well.
Tried to follow along, but I'm a little bit. Okay, so I think I've done that. I've done a 3.
There you go.
And I've never done that in my whole entire life.
Oh, really?
No, never. Well, I don't. There we go. Is that right? Can you see it here?
Yeah. It just needs to be like a little bit of sculpting, and that's really it. I mean, just day to day, I do under my job because, like I was saying before, I've been doing those exercises for my face because I got double chin. Also, we be hitting it with the makeup so that it definitely doesn't look like it's there. So, after that is done, I'm going to use the Morphe blush palette. This one is the 8W. So, blush.
Okay, we need pink. We have a very, very pink. Okay, but I'm a little bit protective over my pink brush because this is for my bronzer. Oh. So I'm going to make a replica and use this one.
Okay, that's right.
I don't know what it is because the numbers have all come off. So I'm going to use this one.
Lovely. Okay, so what you're going to do is go into your blush color, whatever it is. I like to use just like one of these because they're kind of like mauve-y, you know what I mean? Like natural. They're not like too pink.
I've changed my mind on what color I'm using. I'm going to go for this one.
Well, you go through. Okay. So what I like to do is I just like do this between my colors and then I just make sure that I tap off the excess. So I'm not putting too much on at a time. I don't. Oh, she's using that Charlotte Tilbury. The middle of my face, so not exactly right on the apple, but I like to start like kind of at the end of my eye.
What's the apple?
The apple, your cheek when you smile, this fat part.
The fat bit, this?
Yeah,
that makes me look like a car.
Yeah, right there. So I just go like basically where my eye is ending, and I kind of just brush it back. So I brush it back. Sadie, oh my god.
like this.
Yes, amazing.
Now, this is
So,
I'm going to remember all of this, you know, girls. If my look suddenly starts changing, you all had the input in.
we're going to see you outside of quarantine, and you're going to be snatched, Sadie. This is what we're trying to achieve, okay?
Glam to
Yes.
hell. Girl, I've had one look for
Exactly.
7 years. Everyone will be like that. Oh, New Year. I'll be like, yes, bitch. When you got a whole face filler.
Yeah.
So the highlighter that I'm going to use now is this Offer One.
Ooh.
This one is my favorite one because it's like a liquid to powder one.
Nice. Similar to the Charlotte Tilbury one, liquid to powder.
She's still in that Charlotte Tilbury palette. She loves the Charlotte Tilbury. People are at home watching this going, damn girl, like you really in that palette though.
Mine's a Lancome tester.
Love.
What are you using, Sadie?
A Lancome tester.
Oh, little. I've got a little tester pot myself.
Yes.
It's just some iconic London liquid illuminator. I really like this. This is good for underneath the foundation too, though. If you want to get a little glossy, you know, on them, then this is a nice one. So back to the highlighter. I'm just gonna take this. Any like champagne-y kind of shade is.
Can I recommend something as well? And this is quite new, but it was recommended to me. So it's Laura Mercier. Obviously, they're known for doing a great setting powder, but in this case, this is a setting powder, like a translucent powder, but it has like a glow to it. Not a highlighter, a setting powder.
Oh, sorry, setting powder. That's the one. Yeah, what you put on. Same thing to me. Just the same job.
You know, I'm light skinned, okay? We all know just by looking at me, okay? I don't like when I go and I buy a foundation and my color is like sand beige. Like, why do I have to be sand beige? It does not make me feel good about myself. I don't want to be sand beige.
I'm the colour of sand. Ooh.
I just want to be 125, 220, 67, whatever. That's all I want to be. I don't want to be sand beige.
Right, okay, good. So what are we doing with the highlighter? Where are we going in with this?
Right. Okay, so I just get, with this highlighter, it's so strong. I only put a little bit on my brush, so just a tiny bit. And then I actually tap it off as well. I'm like the kind of person, especially when the stay-at-home makeup, it's like less is more. So tapping off the product, and then I just go just where you can see where the light naturally hits your cheekbone right there. So that's where you're going to apply the product. So you're just going to go back and forth motion. There you go, Sadie.
Yes, girl. I best look like Beyonce at the end of this, girl. Stay at home, Beyonce.
Yep, you about to be shining, 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 yeah.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to buy myself an apron because you know I always spill all my makeup everywhere every time I put it on, or whenever I do put it on.
Yeah, it's probably because you need some new makeup, Sadie.
I know. It's probably all off. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate buying makeup though because I never only wear it when I'm going out, which is probably once a month. I ain't buying it.
And what I tend to wear is just a baggy black t-shirt and then like a boyfriend black t-shirt, and then you can just
put it in the wash.
Keely, don't you mean a fiance t-shirt?
I just reckon I like it putting a little bit on the Cupid's bow.
Yes, she's bougie. Go ahead. Oh, she's going in with the MAC highlighter. She's done with the Charlotte Tilbury.
We've moved on.
What you want to do, you can glow as much as you want, glow as little as you want, you know. Be like Keely, get that Cupid's bow glowing, okay? Now that that's kind of done, that like wraps up my part. I'm gonna hand it over to Keely in a sec. But what we went over was the foundation and using a brush that's going to give you like a light kind of finish. So like a natural hairbrush is good for that. Concealer and using a brush or a sponge with that one. A bronzer using an angled brush. You can actually use the angled brush for a blush as well. And then a highlighter with a little tiny brush like this. So yeah, Keely, do you want to go ahead and do the next steps?
So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to fill in our eyebrows, and then we're going to just slightly conceal and take it down onto our lid to prep our lid for an eyeshadow. Okay, so what I'd recommend for this is a spoolie. So Sadie, I use a pomade. So what do you normally do? Do you actually fill your brows? Do you leave them natural? If you do, what do you use?
Well, I've got my little brush like you, which is a free tester from Mac. So big up Mac for the free testers. And then I use a little brush like this, which I think is what you've got, isn't it, Kate? Is that what you had?
Yes, angle brush.
This one here. Oh, football quiz. Sorry, guys, I've been prepping. Hold on, how do we do this? There we go. I use this powder colour here, which I don't know what I'm going to do when it all runs out, because I've literally got, and it got discontinued.
With your angle brush, it's best to have a very, very thin angle brush, sort of do very thin strokes. So it could be the application. Number two, it could be the shade of the brown. If your browns are a little bit more on the dark side, they're going to show up quite a lot on your skin tone. So I think about getting the balance of colour and application. So we're going to go through that just at the moment. Yeah. So I'll show you a little trick now. What I do. So the idea is that you're going to take not a lot, but a small, like a lump on it, like that. And what I tend to do is just put it on the back of my lid, and then I just work it into the brush and just heat up the pomade until it becomes quite workable. So it'll be like that, and just keep working with it. And then what you want to do is remove the excess off your brush until you've got a nice even coverage on your brush. Brush my brows up, make them nice and fluffy, and then I tend to start with the tail of the, sort of like the middle to the tail, and then the excess left on your brush, you then want to apply it here to the sort of the beginning. It's only the excess on the brush. That's how you manage to not have like a slug.
Go overboard. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
So you just do very, very thin hair strokes.
Oh, my eyebrows are desperate. Do you know what? I cannot wait to get my eyebrows and my nails done as soon as these places open back up, you know.
So I just use a micro brow pencil just for like an everyday kind of thing. It just looks like this, and it's got spoolie on the end. So one side is the pencil, and then one side is the spoolie. I do have that brow pomade, but I just use this on the everyday because I think it's easier, and I don't really like a lot of products in my brow. Like I've been embracing the bald brow kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
Do you feel better when you do put makeup on, Sadie?
No.
Okay.
No. I'll wear it because I feel dressed up, but I don't feel like better with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, it doesn't make me feel that good that I think I can do this every day to look. I mean, you know, people do. That's obviously their own thing, but I just, of a morning, I would much prefer them extra 10 minutes in bed than to sit there putting makeup on.
Some of you guys have seen on my Insta, excuse me, some of the looks that I've done, and it takes like so long to do some of the looks that are like really, really artistic. But when like right before all of this stuff, you know, like happened or whatever, my job was saying that now, because boys don't have to wear makeup to come to work, girls don't have to wear makeup to come to work either. So I think that's because it's like embracing the fact that, like, yeah, I still know about makeup, and you know, my skin looks nice and my health healthy or whatever, but at the same time, like, you don't need to wear loads of makeup to work on a makeup counter, I don't think. Like, I love a fresh face, and like even this kind of look that we're doing right now is like, this is like a no makeup like kind of look that I would wear to work if I didn't have makeup on. But a lot of time I get my makeup done at work as well, so the other girls that are artists, like, they
that's good.
Like stuff on, you know, other people and stuff. So that's always nice, and I love getting my makeup done at work for free. It's
I feel in a little bit just, but not too harshly. It's just more so the residue off the brush.
Yeah,
I just kind of go in with that.
Because I think, like, not gonna, you know, no tea, no shade here, but in Liverpool, I see a lot of girls with a block eyebrow going.
Oh, it's terrible.
Can't bear it.
I just want to say to anybody out there, you know, who might be suffering from block eyebrow syndrome, don't do it, sis. Just don't.
Please seek help. Slide in our DMs and we'll be able to help you.
Honestly, but I think like everybody should just embrace, you know, what they have. Like if you've got bushy brow, you should make your eyebrows look bushy. But if you don't have nearly any eyebrows, it looks weird when you put loads and loads on.
Too much.
Yeah. It's just, you know, work with what you've got. Like just keep mimicking those brush hair strokes, like mimicking that to get more of a softer, natural look. My little tip as well is always hold your brush quite, not like that, like a pen, hold it further up. So then by doing that, you're naturally not going to apply so much pressure. If it's almost like a pen, you tend to go a little bit more harder. So if you hold it at the top, it will be like feather strokes, light. So the idea, Sadie, is that you don't want this gap. You don't want this gap to be too small, but not too big, you know?
Yeah.
We're leveling up your makeup game, Sadie. You're getting it done.
Once you've applied the eyebrows, Sadie, they're looking fab. I would definitely, you know, loosen up on the hands a little bit so you get a bit more lighter strokes in there. But what I tend to do to set my eyebrows, because I do use kind of like a gel, I tend to go in with a setting powder, do quick, just a little, the fluffy brush. I tend to just go over them just so that they stay, they're set, and they are not going to move for the day. And just to make them look a little bit more natural again, I'll just go in with my spoolie and just give them a nice little brush. And I tend to just conceal underneath my brows just to make them pop a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work the concealer down onto our lids to create a nice base for eyeshadow. If you don't have a concealer, you could potentially
I've got a powder.
No. You could apply a light powder, you could, but I'm just thinking that if you don't, how about you get a little bit of that a little bit of that highlighter, and what you can do is slightly just highlight that area there, just to make them pop. But by all means, you can leave it the way it is.
Yeah, I've already got way more makeup on than I've ever had on a night out.
Because I like to use the P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I use this to carve out my eyebrows. I normally don't carve out my eyebrows, even though like the underneath part is a little bit messy, but I kind of like that look. What's that?
I come in with my freebies again. This is a pretty little thing. I've never used it in my life.
I think it's eyeshadow base. So I would just use the eyeshadow base and just put that on. Because this one is like a 2-in-1. It's like a concealer and an eyeshadow base. So that's what I use. I just use the P. Louise.
She's a master at her craft. So I tend to just get a little bit of a fluffy-ish brush and I just tap, 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 tap. And that just sets them for me, so then I can go in and apply the eyeshadow. But what it also does is it warms up my skin again. And for the no makeup look, I would do this, but you know, if it was sitting at home, I may not go in with the eyeshadow on my lid. I will probably just go in with a bronzer on my lid and forget the whole concealer.
All right, guys, so we're going to do some eyes now. So I've got my P. Louise eyeshadow base on. So just any guy that looks like this. Anyone that's like that. So,
This one?
Yep, that's good.
Without the pen, because a pen leaked in my makeup bag at one point.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is take this fluffy brush. I'm just going to dip into like a medium brown kind of shade. So I'm going to go with like this one here. It's a little bit darker than my skin color. Just something that's a little bit darker. Obviously, this is like a natural look, so we don't have to do, you know, the most. Which normally I do the most. I have a hard time doing the least. But today we're going to do a medium, you know, medium snatch. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to take the brush. I'm going to hold it at the end. And I'm just going to go in the crease of my eye. The crease is the part that like folds back into your head. So just taking that, going through there. Just a little bit of something.
I really want an eye lift. Look at my eyelids. Where would you put mine? Because I've got like no eyelids, look.
I would put your eyeshadow a little bit closer to your eyebrow because you've got a hooded eye shape. So if your eyes are hooded, you can just like bring it closer to the eyebrow. It won't like make you look like a clown or anything. Just don't bring it all the way to your brow.
Okay.
Already that looks like it's, you know, we've got eyeshadow on, you know what I mean? We don't need to do loads. So with the same brush, I'm just going to take like a lighter color, like this one here. Just going to take a little bit of a light color. It can be shimmer on the same brush, and I'm just going to apply it to my actual eyelids just there. And just do the same thing on the other side.
I feel like I've got way too much makeup on.
Now I'm just going to use literally the same brush again, and I'm just going to dip it into a dark brown. So not like super dark, but just like something darker than this one. So this one is the one I used first. And actually I might just take like this kind of like maroon color, just a little bit of it. I'm literally just going to take what I dipped in the pan, and I'm just going to touch the end of my eye like that, and then do the same thing on the other side, just to give it a little bit of like a smoky effect. Then take whatever's on the brush and just like buff it out and make sure it looks nice and blended. Because that's like the whole point, is that you want it to look blended and not looking like super like, oh yeah, I've got loads of makeup on.
Can I ask a question, Kai and Katie? You might not, maybe Kai, you might know about it. So you know when you get like a whole big palette, do you know what really annoys me is that the colours look absolutely all over the place. Are these palettes designed in any specific way?
I have to look at the palette and go, okay, like if I was going to use any 4 colors that are next to each other, how can I make a look? So like I might go and I might use these 4 in a look together. Obviously that's super colorful, but that's just like an example. Like these 4 would work really nice together. Those 4 that are in the middle, even these at the end would work really nice together. So I think the kind of colors that are always like closest to each other always work. So just going back with that same color that we did in the crease, I'm going to take a smaller brush. So anything that's like a pencil brush, or just something that's like kind of like that.
Just like a normal, like what you get in an eyeshadow set. Yeah,
just like that one. Just any small brush. I'm going to use the first color that I used, and I'm just going to go right underneath my eye in the corner. And I'm just going to bring it to the center of my eye. I don't really like to go all the way around, because when you go all the way around, it can close off the eye shape. So I like to just, with that kind of being done, that's basic eye. That's basic eye look. 3 eyeshadows.
Yes, love it. I love the fact that you've only got to use like 2 brushes as well. That's really, really easy.
Let me just change my camera over here. These are all my brushes.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, Kai.
So, I just don't need all of those brushes, but I get a lot of stuff for free from work. And so I just give away stuff a lot. So,
that is a lot of brushes.
I know it's a lot. It's like, it's more than 100 brushes, but if you wanted a little sparkle, you can take that same kind of like tiny brush that we used before. You can go into like a super, super light one like that. And I just like to put a little bit on the inner corner, just for a little bit shine. But that's basically the eye look done. I wouldn't even wear eyeliner in the house. Like, eyeliner is really a bit.
Didn't you do mascara, Kai? Because I probably would do mascara personally.
So yeah, just some mascara just to finish it off. And then what's next? What's next after this?
We are moving on to lips.
Oh, right. Yeah, we do need a lip.
And I tend to do like kind of like an ombre vibe on my lips. So kind of like dark darker liner, and then as it kind of works its way in, it becomes lighter. Does that make sense? Let's take more of the fleshy colour. I tend to use something that's similar colour to your lip. And the idea, if you want bigger lips, line this area here a little bit more, and where you put the Cupid's bow is, you can overline there to create more of a fuller lip. So down the central part, you want to kind of create a fuller lip.
What if I got lip filler? Look how big my lips are. What if I had lip filler? They'd be massive.
Let's see. Come close. Let me see. Come close. Pout. Oh yeah, lovely. So you can tell yours are natural. Keely, come on the screen. Let's see your pout.
Wait, I need to finish my lips first, but I'm going to go in now with the darker liner just to create that more lip job, no lip job look.
Oh my God.
I get half a mil and I get it all in my top.
Oh, not in your bottom?
No. Yeah. No. Do you know what? If you've got big lips to begin with, then obviously there's no point. Do you know what I mean? But if you look at my like I said, I've never had anything in my bottom lip, and my bottom lip's all right, but my top lip was never like in proportion. Do you know what I mean? It's all good in the hood. I look fit, so I don't care.
All right, guys. So I guess like just for the final steps, like. A lot of people use finishing powder or setting spray. I like a dewy kind of look, so I normally use this Morphe setting spray. This is just like an aerosol, but obviously there's like nothing in it. Oh, there's a little bit some, but not really. There's not really anything in there, but this is my favorite setting mist. It like gives more of a natural kind of set. What are you spraying yourself with, Sadie?
I feel like I just need to join the spray gang.
Oh my.
Is that
glitter spray shimmer, but it makes me really scared because it like puffs.
I normally use a setting spray, but I'm at my sister's, so no can do.
Oh, have you gone to your sister's?
Yeah, I'm quarantining with my sister now.
Oh, yeah, oh, look at you.
Fled from London. I'm now in the West Midlands.
Oh, I can't cope with you. I hope you didn't get out of the car, girl, straight there.
Yeah, jumped in the car, jumped straight there.
Right there.
You know, this is the final look. Exactly, ladies giving us
That's a wrap from us today. I hope you enjoyed this look, and we hope you subscribe and follow us on all our socials. And yeah, if you have any comments, suggestions, please do let us know. I have my little helper here. Do you want to come and say hello? Come on, if she can do it, anybody can do it. Oh. Thanks, guys. See you soon.